Hello all, my name is Nitin Mangla and I scored 99.89 in CAT 2022. My sections were in VARC 97.82, in LRDI 99.81 and in QA 99.61. So today I will be sharing my strategy and my process of analysis of the mock test series. I took around 100 mocks and in which 60 were the full length and the proctored mocks that were of the various institutes, and 40 marks included my previous year papers and sectional test and other test series that I didn't record, but I just gave for my practice sessions. So yeah, I would be sharing my screen to show you the this one, this one, mock stars. So yeah, so I hope you are able to see my screen. So this was my Excel that I maintained during my preparation. So SIM card number, VRC, LIDI, QA, and overall. So I maintain three tables. Table one shows the percentile that I scored in sections and overall. Table two shows my raw scores in the sections. So, and the table three shows the deficiency part, I would say. Deficiency would mean, I mean that I had this target approx of 120 marks. So for that 120 marks, I had to have 40, 40, 40 in each of sections. And so I weighted every target to a +5. So 37, 42, and 54. And then I maintained how much I lagged in that particular sections. So this was my, and this was an overall score lag according to me. And this was an exercise that I did because of the thing that I knew that for a particular benchmark, CAT 2021, I won't be able to get calls from ABC. So this was purely for that purpose. The main purpose of this table was this color schema, red, yellow, green. So I had red marked for the sections that is scored below 95 percentile. So you can see all the red have 95 percentile below. And then yellow shows me the sections, the tiles that were more than 90 but below than 95. So this are the yellow colors, and the green colors are more than 95. So, but this translated in my overall 97 benchmark. So the percentile that are less than 97 are in red mark. The percentile that are above 97 but below 99, so that's are in the yellow mark. So 99 also stands yellow. I don't know why, but it's okay. And above 99, it's overall green mark. So I had this aim of 99.9, you can say, and I scored 99.89. That's very much, I would say, a process that I had a target in my mind. And so the third thing I did was I maintained a rank info. So you can see 156, 392, 50, and the 140. So I had maintained this Kraku. This one was a Kraku one. And CL has two test series, so prime marks and the CDC marks. So I did all the process same of the three of the Excel sheets. My purpose was to have this data because the first mock were given in, I would say, June or July, but this ended in November and all. So I was able to record my progress that I am performing very bad at VRC parts. I was scoring okay in LIDA part and in QA. So the rank funda is in the prime mocks, CL mocks, and the Krakow mocks, they are given by less number of candidates when compared to IMS. So I used to compare where I stand with the rank purpose. And so this was my just the data of my scores. So this I would like to show you my other Excel sheet that contains a more comprehensive info. And right is yeah, so this one. So let's QA. So let's start with QA only. So so you can say this one number of questions, same cat 3, 4, 5, 6, and till 15. So I marked this -1, 0, or 3. So I had this tile number. So 3 stands for a correct, 0 stands for unattempted, and -1 stands for attempted, but I got it wrong. So according to this number, I had marked some names. You can say careless error, lack of time, correct. So what is it? So I bifurcated my this understanding in 7 parts. So I would show you that thing. So correct. So you can see 7 parts. So correct means I knew the answer, I knew the questions, and I did well, and I would able to solve it at any point of time in my life. So that stands for a correct part. Understanding is I read the question, but I'm not able to understand it, which formula to apply, what is the concept behind it, what needs to be done. So just by understanding wale questions. Concept issues, I able to understand a question, not just first the question, and I had to find this. But how to find it, I didn't know the concept. For example, I have to find how much. Sorry for. So I would where are they? Sorry, I was concept issues. So there was one concept that I was not very familiar with. So given a diagram, so there was a triangle given with coordinates. So I have to find out how many integer coordinates lie inside that triangle. So I was very clueless about it. So I left the question, but I then Google it out and find out the sources where it was given. So that's a concept issue. Application is I knew the formula, I knew how to apply it, and I applied the formula and did the answer correct. But that was a wrong answer because only formulas don't generate a good answer, correct answer. So that is application that I knew the formula, but I was not able to apply correctly, and I was not able to comprehend what needs to be done with that formula. So that's the application error. So careless error transformed to my silly mistakes. Silly mistake can be anything like you reading mistake. Example, there are 20 mangoes given, but in the calculation you take 25 mangoes. So profit loss, you have to find the profit, but you find the selling price and mark the answer. So that's very much a silly mistake and very, I would say, I don't have any words, but it's very much dull mistake to be ponder about it. And the last step is I solved the question. I solved the question correctly, and I got answer 10. But too much talented nerves marked the answer 5, and this generated my +3 marks to -1. So this was my last step errors. Lack of time basically that I spent most of the time in the other question that I used to left 2 or 3 questions in my whole of the 22 set. So this means I could have left some easy question in that 2-3 question, which could have maximum my score. So these are my 7 categories. You can say Saptrishi. I would call it Saptrishi. So this I corrected and all this thing. So I would like to show something more. I had added comments in this type of Excels to make myself comfortable that what I have been doing and what needs to be done. So you can see concept issues. So this one concept issue, circular. So this means I was very weak in circular motion in this concept. Concept issues, PNC. So I was not very well versed with PNC part. So then another concept issues. So this was concept issue. So revise. So I had to revise. Like I marked it wrong. So these are my small. So yeah, I can say binary. I didn't know how to apply it. So this is a careless error. So correct one. So I did find it. Key what I need to do and all. So this was my just about it. And more of the thing I would say this one, huh? Also, the third thing I did was I got a time. You can see I spent 18 minutes out of 40 minutes on this specific section and generated. So my 22 minutes went in vain. So I could have utilized the 22 minutes in some other activity and could have generated more of the answers, but that was not an issue. So 27 minutes, 90 minutes, 30 minutes. So this may not be a preference, but it was my preference because I wanted to have this accuracy wala mode that I will make accuracy my prime thing in my QA part. So that helped me to maximize my attempts in limited time. So I have to record my times also. So timestamps you can say. And last thing, I have to record in I would say in English format what I did. So SimCAT 5 wasted 20 minutes. So SimCAT 5, you can say SimCAT 5 M part. So this is SimCAT 5 and M part na. So yeah, LM part. So you can see here. Yeah, so see here. So 20 correct. So I would say 20 minutes I go with the correct answer and 20 minutes wasted. So 20 minutes, it's very much time. I would say half the paper. So need to utilize that thing. So, and you can see here then easy QA, easy QA. So SimCAT 9 and 10. So I'm pretty sure I scored more than expected. 9, 10, this one are there. So yeah, 41, 59. So you can see it's very much high score, I would say. Not which. So I was not very overwhelmed this score because I knew the particular QA was easy. So this score need to be there if I am preparing very well. So and do this thing. So yeah, this was my QA part. And let's come on the VRC. So VRC was not my cup of tea, and VRC is what I struggled very much in my preparation. But I made sure that I analyzed it thoroughly and made this Excel again. So in this thing, I maintained this genre thing. So RCs are can be of different genres in according to me. They can be informative, they can be scientific, they can be literature heavy, they can be, I would say, vocab heavy. Vocab means there can be jargons that I would not comfortable. So, for example, I would like to show. So, yeah, first I would tell you what I did. So, I maintained this score sheet of every RCs. So, I scored 0 marks in first RCs, second RC 12 marks. So, it shows that I was able to understand second RC, but was not very well was with RC1 and RC4. So what I need to do with RC1 and RC4, I had to visit it. And what I had to do after visiting it, attempt again. And if I was not able to attempt it again correctly, then I used to answer. I used to go to answer that what the teacher is saying and what I missed it and what should I do to improve it. And I used to write the what is the so this I see you can see here. So I had written this comment. This had confusing options. So this had very close option according to me, and I worked upon it to eliminate the what was the closeness between the option and how can eliminate that particular option. So and so again, so philosophy, English, AI fairness. So these all are the topics that came in SimCats and mostly fish. So not fish, but acquiring passage came in my set also in my actual CAD. So you can see here done and 9 marks were there. So I was able to understand it, and I know this was my strength, the scientific topics. So I used to attempt it. So you can see any scientific topic would be my strength in the all thing, and this was my prep for the VRC part. And so and again I wrote this in the format of the writing that SimCAT did 2 RCs were understandable, VA was okay. So these are my notes that I penned around it. And VRC, I would say more of my analysis was that I was very good in comprehending RC's part. So what I focused on to having accuracy in RCs. So you can see 11 marks, 40 marks, 20 marks. So till SimCAT 10 it was okay, 20 marks. But then I translated and I would say what is my last course in my last 15, 14. So you can see 25 marks and 16 marks. So this was my strategy that I used to give more time to RCs, not to the I would say VA part. Your strategy may differ, but this was my strategy. And how did I came upon it? I analyzed, I would say 10 marks of each, 10 SimCats, 10 dash cats. But after 50 marks, I analyzed it that RCs were my strength and I would score in RCs only. So I used to attempt RCs with my full thought and I used to spend across 35 minutes on RCs only. So so this will come as you prepare your analysis part, review your analysis, and see what likes you and what you can do more about it. So coming on to the last topic, that is LIDI part. So this may seem a small Excel, but let me remind you, this small Excel has more, I would say, hard work, more info than other two combined. Because as in my LIDI, I would have this concept that there are different genres, arrangement, missing table, tournaments, games, Venn diagram. So before analyzing, I used to guess which type of genre it is. Like there's a set given and what type genre it is. Because the recording style of the question changes according to genre. So if there is an arrangement, then I knew that I have to do this type of processing in my mind and I have to write this type of things. So I wrote number of sets. So usually 4 sets are there, and how I attempted. So attempted here means that I was able to go through how many sets. So 4, 3, 3, 2, something like that, and all. So score and all that. The main thing that comes is guessing that genre and if I'm comfortable with genre or not. So with going to this 15 marks, I found out arrangements, missing table, games tournaments, and puzzles. These were my strong suits. So in my, I would say in my CAT exam also, I scanned all the 4 sets and just check it out if there is any arrangement question, games tournament, network. So there was, I think, so one question, and I started with that only. And second was missing table. I did that. So it went very smooth LAD part in my actual CAT exam. And why it went smooth? It went smooth because of this analysis part that I had done, and I was sure that I would be able. So you can see the Venn. So you can see comments. 5 minutes. So you can see I did this Venn diagram in my SimCAT 15 in 5 minutes only. So what it supplied me, I had now 35 minutes for 3 sets, and trust me, it's very confident booster that I had this. I would say four would be there. The Venn diagram 11 marks. So yeah, no, sorry, lecture. Sorry, there was not a specific question. So yeah, this very much Venn diagram. I was very much okay. And mapping code. So see, this took me 60 minutes. So this was my weakness part. So I was able to overcome it. Arrangement 9 minutes, missing table 20 minutes. So this was my missing part. I have to revise it again and again. So and again I wrote this thing that which one is. So you can see here SimCAT 7 weakness is calculation. I was very much slow in my calculation, or I did wrong calculations. So I did set 2, basically second set 4 times. So let me show you. I would have written something I am pretty sure about SimCAT 7, set number 2. So yeah, see, it is in 24 minutes. So I gave 24 minutes this particular set, which should not be the case. So after that thing happened, I made a cutoff time of 8 minutes to revise the sets. If in 8 minutes I'm not able to get that set, I would leave that set and move to the other set. So yeah, so this was my Excel sheets and my data set, my data mining, you can say, that I maintained throughout my CAD journey. And trust me, it gave me a booster because you can say you are good in mathematics, you're good in VRC, you are good in LRDI part. But if there is not any data with you that you are able to perform good or perform better, there could be a consequences that you are not able to perform on D day. So this was my Excel sheet, and thank you for your time. Thanks.